What's good, folks? It's Warframe here with a new Warframe video, coming at you with a little discussion topic about a certain ability / helmet ability. Now, I've gotten these questions and comments on a few videos and even on Twitch chat about how powerful and broken Nourish is. Now I want to ask you, do you think Nourish needs to be nerfed? Personally, I say no, it's fine as is. Before we go into detail on why it shouldn't be nerfed or why it doesn't need to be changed or it kind of needs to be tweaked or buffed in a certain way. I know that sounds a bit like, hey, we just went from nerfing to buffing. Yeah, I know, I understand. First, it gives you a buff. Now, this buff applies to your weapons. It's a viral elemental damage multiplier. Think of it like modding for viral without even having to put a toxin and cold mod on your weapon, which frees up an entire slot. Let's say if you want to add more multipliers on your guns and hunter munitions and some other perks like reload or additional fire rate, you can do that and still have viral on your weapons. Additionally, it gives you an energy multiplier, basically increasing your energy income from all sources. So you pick up an energy orb, it gives you even more energy. With a decent amount of power strength, it makes it way better than an arcane energize. Reminder, it does give all your weapons viral damage. This viral damage can overpower some weapons that are trying to run other elemental damage modifiers. It can be disruptive if you're playing in a group. The other effect of Nourish is that it has a retaliation effect. Basically, when enemies attack you or when you take damage, you release an explosion of viral damage and proc viral on enemies. Can be useful with the combat discipline aura. I've used this a couple of times in my videos just to help spread viral without even having to proc viral and having a free energy income source without using an arcane slot. Now, all this sounds good, but to be honest, the best part I would say is the energy multiplier, which is very good for a lot of casual players who don't have arcane energize or just don't want to be bothered getting arcane energize and don't mind having viral on all their weapons. Makes sense. I would say that's the most broken part of Nourish. Yes, you get the additional healing on Grendel if it's on Grendel, but we're talking about the helmet ability, which is available to everyone else. With that energy multiplier, you can actually go with negative efficiency and not even notice a drop in energy. The only thing is that you have to keep up with kills. With this energy multiplier, it's made Warframes like Valkyr so much easier to use. Comfortable. When I say easier to use, meaning the energy maintenance of her fourth ability is simply forgotten with Nourish available. You just have to kill fast, enemies drop orbs, and you just pick them up. You're always topped up. That's what makes it quite powerful in that sense. And then you just have synergies that can run with Nourish. As I said before, the combat discipline allowing you to spread the viral, and then you have completely making Hero so user-friendly by removing his thurible, which has that long cast animation where you have to wind up. To be honest, I think that's the one thing that slows down Hero the most. Yes, he has all those abilities that cast back and forth. It's an amazing Warframe, but that wind up on his thurible was always a downtime for me. So when I replaced thurible with Nourish, I just had a way better time. Cast it and just kill anything and everybody in sight, and you just get energy back, and it made Hero so easy to use. And back in the days, for those who don't know, Nourish was actually a toxin elemental damage multiplier that applied to your weapons. Basically modding your weapons with a toxin mod. That's about it. It didn't have the crazy energy multiplier or the retaliation. It just worked as an elemental mod, which was good for certain builds and it also gave you healing. And then removing healing from the helmet, do we really need healing in this day and age, especially with shield gating and so many other ways to get health back or just not take damage to health? I don't think that removing healing was like impactful in any other way. It only changed one build when it came to healing. It was the Garuda getting her health back. That's about it. Builds that needed a toxin mod without modding for toxin, that's the only thing that really changed. Otherwise, Nourish was okay back then, but it is better now. Now, getting Grendel, people have to have completed the star chart, unlock arbitrations, and farm arbitrations to get his pieces one by one and do that Grendel mission. And then, of course, you need the helmet system to slot it onto Warframes. So what's easier to get, Arcane Energize or a Grendel helmet? The obvious answer, of course, is Grendel, because you can just outright buy him for a few plats, while Energize costs up to 2,000 plat or higher, depending on, you know, the player base in the market. Now, should this ability be nerfed? No, because it's not broken. It just gives you a very nice utility, which is the energy, and you get the extra viral stuff if you are into that. Personally, I would love if we can choose what buffs we get, especially if you're going into a mission, you're running a particular build, a singular elemental build, or just a non-elemental build. For example, a slash build Korra. You're playing a slash build Korra, and then someone comes out with Nourish and completely destroys your build. Now you're not bleeding enemies because the viral elemental damage multiplier just takes so much priority over your slash procs, and your damage is greatly diminished. If there is a way for us to accept or deny certain buffs from allies, that would be phenomenal. Just like randomly getting Shock Trooper from someone, that can completely destroy your build. You're running a singular elemental build, you get Shock Trooper, now you get magnetic or radiation or any other electric combination, which sucks for your builds, let's be honest. So one thing that they can do for group play activity is that give us a prompt to have the option to either accept or decline the buff coming from allies. We do have this function in game with the Y key on PC. I'm not sure on other consoles. The Y key allows you to decline the start of a mission, allows you to open the drop-down menu from the market, and it allows you to open up the upgrade menu of your weapons or Warframe by just going on the tab. And it's a default cipher key for hacking. So that's one thing that I wish they had for all these elemental damage buffs that you can give to allies. A simple prompt. Yes, no, decline, all that jazz. I feel that it needs a slight buff or tweak in the way it works. Since we have that energy multiplier, we can get so much energy where we just have too much energy and then there'll be energy orbs lying around. Maybe DE, of course DE never takes these pointers, but what I'm saying is, if DE could make it so that if we get an overflow of energy, we can get something instead. You know how Trinity's energy vampire augment allows you to get overshields if you're full on energy? Maybe something like that. Doesn't have to be shields, but something else. Maybe a bit more armor. I don't know, for people who like that. Another burst of retaliation just from picking up an energy orb if you're full, or a knockdown just like eruption. You know, a CC or survivability tool. One of those two things that we can get if we're overflowing with energy. That'll be a really nice buff. And in that case, I understand if you would say, oh, then that's really broken. Yeah, I would get that. The ability is just fine. It's not broken. It is a very useful tool to use with some additional features. So don't worry guys, DE doesn't need to nerf this, nor is there a reason to be nerfed. Yes, there are so many builds that can use Nourish, just like there are so many builds that can use Roar, Eclipse, Breach Surge, Gloom. Remember when Gloom was first released? It was used on literally everything. But yeah, Nourish is fine, nor is it so overpowered that it completely destroys the game. It's not. So relax, have fun, and even if DE decides to tweak and do things, trust me, you are wasting your time for not having fun with the game. Those who don't know, I do play Destiny 2, and there are so many things that are going to be changed with the new expansion coming out. Things are going to get nerfed, things will be buffed, so all the good stuff that you want to have fun and enjoy with, just do it now. Enjoy it, because you know it's Warframe. The ammo changes and all that, Wukong nerf, that was a little update, so people went crazy. So what I'm saying is, even if you don't like the idea of Nourish being so powerful in your eyes, just use it, have fun with it, you know, play the game. Anyway guys, this has been it for me. Hope you do enjoy this video. There's a little chat with the peeps, and if you did enjoy the video, please feel free to leave a like, share, and subscribe for more Warframe content, streams, and so much more. Do refer to the description. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.